Welcome to the Good Talk, our recap and Q&A show where we go over the game we just played and answer your questions. And this was another preview of the Black Templars, the newest released book. And actually, I hear myself talking, but I think I might be muted. Okay, so that should hopefully work a little better for you all. And really, this was against the Orks.
That's right.
And it was kind of a classic matchup, right?
Yeah,
where we had
it is.
These two factions, which in the story have come up against each other so much. And we created a really cool match where it was Goths and Gaz against, kind of a proper, mostly combat-oriented Templar list.
Shooting in these lists.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a scrap. Like, right from turn 2, it was just like dozens of charges, everything fighting on death, dying, everyone, it was just death everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just one constant mush of combat.
Yeah.
And that's what it should have been. That's what it was.
It absolutely was. It really, it takes me back to the Battle of Helm's Deep, Brian.
Okay.
Where they're all lining up and the Orks are like doing their pounding and then all the archers are ready and like one guy lets slip with his bow.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and they do this. That was like, literally, I had my one shot with the kill rig, killed a unit. You had your one shot with your Eradicators, got all the wounds on Gaz, and that was it. And we went straight in after that.
And then no more shooting after that.
And there was no more shooting for the rest of it. It was awesome. A big crump in the middle, which is fun. Both these factions getting to do and show their tricks.
Right.
We saw the champion of the feast, who was amazing. Your super powered Blade Guard unit, or Sergeant, that was just unkillable. I couldn't deal with it.
He almost didn't get to do much because on the one hand, you kind of stayed away from him.
I had to, yeah.
And on the other hand, he just kind of whiffed a lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Let's be real. He whiffed a lot.
Too many turkey legs, man.
Yeah, he was so full.
Yeah.
And he was really like he was going to combat and he was like, I think I ate too much,
I shouldn't have had that extra helping of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's right. He was just missing all over the place. But he had the potential to wipe whole squads, take down, whole kill rigs. Mm-hmm. He had potential. And I think, he was still great.
Yeah.
And in, every game you put him in, he's going to be great.
Yeah.
He would be if I had like an auto include, he's the only auto include that I would have in every match because he's
I
amazing.
100% agree. And it's funny because, we had the classic issue of ramshackle.
Right.
Things like this, right? And the Black Templar army, actually, largely speaking, doesn't have a ton of this high strength stuff. You have Terminators, which you can tech into.
Right.
But other than that, like all the Crozius, the Assault dudes, even the Crusaders and the Blade Brethren, they're all lower strength volume of attack. So having this one guy that's buried in that I can't remove, that just does that flat 3 damage, is really nice.
It's very strong.
Yeah, so it was cool.
I was really happy. I pretty much got to show almost every single trick in my army.
Yeah.
Right? I got to use the Seal of Sigismund to
oh my gosh,
one-shot a kill rig. Right? That kill rig just melted.
I messed up so bad.
To a unit of Terminators who rerolled all hits and wounds with Power Fist.
That was great.
Which is a very powerful ability.
I was like, cool, they'll get in, they'll half him. And then you were like, yeah, the Mark of Sigismund. I was like, oh.
And I had 6 to 2 mortals in addition.
Yeah.
And I had +1 attack on them.
Yeah.
So they were murderers. And I used Devout Push in your turn to get 3 additional inches, which was crucial because it would have been a 10-inch charge instead of a 7-inch charge. So
oh my gosh.
I used so many tricks the army has. I just missed my 5-up Field of Pain, which, let's be real, would have been huge.
Yes.
Because it would have been deep in your lines, and many more of them would have survived. And it wouldn't have allowed you to push forward as much as you did.
Exactly.
But I missed that one. That can happen. You got so many dice.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed there. I used the Holy Orb to make Gaz fight last so that I could fight twice in 2 places. That allowed me to take the next 4 wounds off of Gaz, which then allowed me to kill Gaz with my chaplain, who only killed him because the 6 to wound was a mortal wound.
So that was so nutty.
Right?
Because if you think about it, there was nothing else that was going to do those wounds.
Right.
I would have a whole another turn of him. The Eradicators were tagged. Everyone else was tagged. There's no fallback.
It would have been a huge issue.
It would have been huge. So I was really impressed and terrified of that combo of, again, Eradicators popped out, did the 4 wounds. The Vanguard vets ran up, fought last, did another 4 wounds. I was like...
And also the kill rig charged into all my stuff. I used my command or CP to make you only fight my Terminator.
Big deal.
Chaplain, which kept my Apothecary alive.
Which kept your Blade Guard alive.
Which, kept a lot of things alive. I made so many 6-up Field of Pains, right?
Oh my gosh. There was that one where like, oh, it's going to wipe the whole squad. 6s.
And then it killed 2 guys.
6s.
Yeah, 3 guys.
And that was a stranglehold that turn. It was a big deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So really, I was impressed. The Emperor's Champion, though, died terribly. I paid to fight on death. He also could have wiped a whole squad, but he killed one model?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one.
It was bad.
He just whiffed completely.
He just whiffed.
That was nuts.
But no rerolls, he can do it,
100%. That's the thing with those characters.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't have that problem with lack of rerolls? Champion of the Feast.
That's right.
Sorry, anyways.
He was great. But at the end...
Despite that...
Yeah, all those things, in many ways, I got to do all my stuff.
Yeah.
But at no point did I feel like I was threatening your army, right? Like, and let's be real, your Orc army wasn't overpowered to mine. Your Orc army was like very middle of the road Orc at best.
And things didn't even go to plan. There were a lot of times that
you failed some key charges.
Happen. I was like sweating bullets, and it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing, and we've been talking about it for this week, is the Templars index or the codex here. There's just not quite enough power in it.
Yeah. It's missing something. It's certainly more flavorful. I love all the they're not relics, or they're the baby relics that you can give.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love that. The flavor's there. It's great. A lot of zest. I love it. But the power is lacking. Especially compared to some of these other Space Marines. We've been talking about the fact that this is very much a utility chapter, and yet in some ways it doesn't have the utility that you need. Other than I personally still think give objective secured in the command phase
is good.
Amazing ability.
Yeah, it's very good.
Not enough.
It is very good. What I will say though is also, the one thing I really want them to have back is the advance and charge on one unit.
Yes, that was the big loss to me.
That was a big loss.
Without push, whatever. That was weird.
It was janky.
Advance and charge?
Yeah.
Huge.
I agree. It's very big.
Because you need reach. That was the thing at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like backed up, you couldn't take those points back, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you could advance and charge with some of those units earlier.
Exactly.
Get that reach,
Yeah, I think so. And as a combat faction, they just don't give out enough combat buffs. So they don't actually fight better than almost any other Space Marine. Mm-hmm. And since that's their main thing, it's I'm missing something there.
Absolutely.
So I think they need just a little more. I don't know what it is, but it's missing. And they're unique units. They're Sword Brethren, they're Neophytes and stuff. They're all cool.
They're cool.
But there's nothing that would make you take them over any of the existing units, other than style, personality, if you liked it.
Absolutely.
So they definitely have to work on it a bit.
They do. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Should we take these questions?
Let's dive on in. We have a number of questions in the continuation of the Titanathon.
That's right.
Let's do this thing.
Well, thank you, Marlo. Hey, Titans. Loving the Titanathon. I wanted to ask, does an impulsor block line of sight, or can my opponent see through it because it hovers?
Right.
That's a great question. It does hover, so you can see underneath it, but it is true line of sight. So it depends on what you're shooting. You cannot, in 9th edition, draw a line of sight to a model's base. You have to draw to somewhere on the model. So, you may not be able to always see the model depending on the angle.
Yeah.
Most of the time, though, you probably can.
Most of the time, you probably can. But if there's like an angle, if someone's standing up on something and is shooting down, But
or it's on a flight stand.
It's on a flight stand. Yeah, if it's a drone, and the stand doesn't count, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a base.
Exactly. So, but yes, in theory, there is a slice underneath, which means if you're on a level surface, you can see your feetsies and shoot them.
Yeah, even if they have like a bunch of grass on their base or something that blocks it.
Yeah, make sure the basing.
The grass on the base doesn't matter. It doesn't impact it. Only the model.
That would be modeling for
It might
advantage.
be something you want to chat with if you think it's going to come up with your opponent.
Just make sure they know.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
And don't. Yeah. I've seen people try to be like, well, I can lean the flight stand. Like, no, it's supposed to be flat. It's not a rotating flight stand. It's
Correct.
not meant to. You can incorrectly build it so that it is, and that's not legal.
That's not legal. That's right.
Thank you, Sean. My awesome 7-year-old daughter was playing Minecraft while I was watching the stream on my phone. When it was bedtime, she knew to put Tabletop Titans on the TV before going to bed.
Aww.
Say hi to Eliza. I'll show her tomorrow.
Hi, Eliza.
Hi, Eliza. My 7-year-old daughter is crazy for Minecraft.
Minecraft's so cool.
Also, and I love it. I just play it with her, and it's great.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's been out
Fantastic.
for what, like a decade almost now?
So long.
Yeah, it's been longer developed by Microsoft than it was by the original company. Yeah, Mojang.
Yes, Mojang.
Well, Mojang is still making it, but longer
They bought
as
out studio,
yeah.
Exactly. No, that's an awesome game.
Thank you, The Shield. Hey, Titans, love all the great content, and thanks to you guys, I have finally picked up the hobby with some buggy boys and have had a lot of fun painting them. What models would you guys suggest for some fun space bug shenanigans?
Ooh, okay. Space Bug Shenanigans. So Tyranids.
Yeah. What are your favorites? Do you have favorites?
So I have favorites kind of in the lifespan of Nids, right? Because obviously, do I love Democurans right now? Yes. Will that last forever?
I hate that
Probably
model.
not.
I hate that model.
Play-wise, I love playing it, right?
Yeah.
Things
I couldn't bring myself. I hate it so much. It's a hideous model.
That's an ugly model.
Yeah.
And you know it won't last.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It won't last. Yeah. Look, I like the model too, but I don't know it won't last. So I won't get it purely for the model if it's something that's going to be unplayable in a year. So personally, I always love the Swarm Lord as a model, as a concept. I also love Hive Guard. Yeah, hate me. Those are a couple of my favorite Nids, to be honest. What you guys?
I really like one Neuranthrope.
Yeah, I love Neuranthropes.
And like 2 groups of 3 Zoanthropes.
Yeah,
the elite
cool.
slot is kind of coveted in Tyranids, but I think the Zoanthropes are fun.
Yeah.
And they're cool. Like these brain bugs, it's awesome.
Yeah, they're so cool.
And like get them while they're hot because you know a 3-up invuln's going away. Yeah, but they still have it. They're surprisingly survivable.
Yeah.
And they can do a lot of damage with the Warp Blast.
Oh my gosh.
If you have the 2 squads. I think do you need 2 or 3 to do the giant?
You want a big squad, is what
you
it is
need a full squad of 6,
One
I
big
think,
squad.
to do.
Yes.
So you need 5 to do the D6. 6 just gives you a buffer.
Right.
Correct.
2 squads of 6 would be super fun. It's very pricey.
Yes.
But you need how many squads? They have a strat where they.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they have a strat that's
Oh,
like pick
I've
a
never
spot
seen
on the
anyone ever do that.
battlefield. I think you might need 3 squads of
No, I've
Zoanthropes
never
to
seen
do it.
anyone do that.
What?
It's a lot.
That's
It's like every
madness.
unit takes 3d3
That's too
mortals.
many. That's too many.
Yeah.
That's too
But it's a lot.
18 of them? Let's do it.
My
Let's do
favorite
it.
model that we own and that is in the line is the Scythe Hyrule.
Shoot, that's right. Answer.
I really love the Scythe Hyrule, and for me, I would always play some big bug as a centerpiece, and that's one of my favorite centerpiece models for the army, and it's really strong.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like actually feels like a tough bug, and if you give it the upgrade for the 5-up invulnerable save, and also double wounds for profile, it's actually pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Bombar is overpowered. Hi, Titans. You inspired me to get back into the hobby after 18 years. Playing my first match this Saturday, running Hunter Gamil's Death Guard versus Admech and Orks. Any advice? First matches. Not an Admech Ork open play hybrid.
Sorry, I just couldn't get over you mispronouncing Bomber, which is a character from your favorite movie, The Hobbit.
Oh,
Do you know which dwarf bomber is?
with the red hair, right?
Yeah,
Reddish
that's
hair?
not his defining feature. Though.
Yeah, what's his defining feature?
He's fat.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
I would have put a little better than that. He likes to eat. Guys.
Let's be real. He's kind of fat.
That's like his gimmick.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
He
not very
uses his
sensitive.
bulk
Yeah.
as a power.
That's why he's overpowered.
Yeah.
He's so powerful.
But he's the fastest runner.
He's
when
the champion of the feast.
Yeah.
He's running from beyond
Champion of the
the
feast.
champion of the feast.
Dwarfs are natural sprinters.
They
actually.
are,
Yeah, natural sprinters. Very dangerous over short distances.
Yeah, exactly. Well, first of all, welcome back to the hobby. That's awesome. And
Those are tough matchups.
DG versus Admech. Wait. DG versus Admech and Orks.
It's 2 different matches.
Okay. I think you know how to take this one. Give me a second.
What are the matches? I don't understand.
He's playing versus Admech, and he's playing versus Orks.
Oh,
He's got
DG. Okay.
Death Guard. He's got
Sounds good.
Death Guard.
No, yeah, I see. It's the Death Guard versus Admech and the Death Guard versus Orks. Okay, awesome. Great. So against Admech, we were kind of discussed this a little bit earlier. Admech still have a strong play into you as Death Guard, but as an Admech player, the things that I worry about Death Guard are your ability to deal a ton of mortal wounds. So the Plague Scroll of Galathilla, Curse of Lepers, get up there, you can just absolutely obliterate all these things with the high invuln saves or just mass bodies. So I'd use that. Also, your Plague Bush Crawlers make excellent threats to their vehicles. For example, they have if they have like the walkers, I always worry about this where in my list where I would run just 3 walkers as my Eradication of Flesh sources. And the Plague Bush Crawlers, if you have 3 of them, they can go hot and kill them. It's not always reliable, but it is a threat. It's something that's scary. And so that's something I would kind of consider it and play into in that matchup. So mortal wounds and the power of your PVCs. And then into the Orc matchup, there's a bunch of Orc lists right now, so I'll just give a couple of highlights of things that I think are interesting. Honestly, I think Death Guard, for obvious reasons, play really well into buggies. Strength 5 with 2 damage, that gets it down to 1. Horrendous against Death Guard.
Yeah,
So
-1 damage, so strong.
it's awesome. If you're going into buggies, there's natural advantage there. And just try to get in there, tag the heck out of them. Even their high strength damage is only, it's AP2 for 1 damage with the actual Squig Buggies. Get in there, get stuck in. And if you're going against freebooters, which is kind of the other meta take on them, avoid giving them those easy kills. So in many ways, it's funny enough, it's going to be the big Poxwalker squads. They only have a few units that have enough DACA to actually wipe them out in 1 activation. So really play the like the obscuration game, the angle game with them. There we are.
Yeah, watching all these different games, producing these games, I've not seen a game where the Death Guard just get annihilated and just like a bad game for them. They always hanging in there, even against these tough matchups. Like,
absolutely.
Make for fun games.
They always make a game out of it.
Yeah, well said.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kasuni Legion. Okay, I got a Necron list idea that I like to call all your objectives belong to us.
Like
Objective Secure and the pregame move Custom Dynasty.
Yes.
3 Chronomancers, 1 Catacomb Command Barge with Orb, 5 groups of 20 Warriors, 3 groups of 3 Scarabs, and 2 groups of 5 Flayed Ones.
for Rod. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's so mean.
So you're using the pregame move Custom Dynasty. I found a cool trick
Yes,
for this,
you did,
didn't I?
yeah.
So it's a little gamey, so you'll have to forgive me. But it's very powerful. So one of the more powerful things you can do with Necrons is you could teleport in a unit from a Monolith or, in this case, a Night Scythe. But the challenge is your Night Scythe might get blasted off the board.
If you go second.
If you go second, that's right. So what you could do is put the plane kind of near the edge of the board, and then you're allowed to make your 6-inch pregame move. Now, if you read carefully, it says it's a 6-inch normal move.
Correct.
And if you are a
You're
plane,
moving off.
yeah, if you're a plane and you move 6 inches, you have the choice at any point to go off the board, even if you don't complete your move near the edge of a board, right? If you move less than 20 inches, you can always...
you have to be within...
Or you move less than 20 inches. If you move less than your minimum move,
You just fly off.
you can at any point go off the board.
Interesting. I don't know if that's true.
But you could also just accomplish the 6-inch to go off, right?
Just go.
Yeah,
be next
you
to
could
board
just
edge.
go-
You could do either.
You could do either.
Yeah, okay.
And so...
Regardless of that
Just to
thing.
make sure,
Yeah,
because
that sounds weird.
I
but-
think there might be something more to
No,
that.
if someone like move blocks your plane and it's going to die, you could choose to take it off the board.
Oh.
If you can't go your full 20 inches.
Is that true? You read that?
I did, but like now you're making me doubt
now
it.
we're.
I don't think that's true. But anyways, whether or not that's true, you could
Okay.
at least be next to a...
Yeah, you'd be next to a board edge. And what this allows you to do is react. So, okay, you're going first. You can move your plane and hide it. You can't drop out for turn 1, but you could get your plane into an advantageous position. Or if it's like, no, this person's definitely going to pick me up, back into reserve for free.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
And then you deep strike the plane the next turn, and the flayed ones, or not flayed ones, in this case, Lichguard,
yeah.
get out, and they get, instead of a 9-inch charge out of deep strike, it's like a 6-inch or something.
Yeah, because you have to be wholly... You deep strike 9 inches away. Guys get it out.
Wholly
have to
within
be wholly
3.
within 3.
Yeah.
So you have a 6-inch charge. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Go in.
It's pretty good.
Interesting. But 20 Necron Warrior, or 100 Necron Warriors.
It's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you, Travis. Hey, Titans. Big fan, wondering your thoughts
Yeah.
on running an Immortal. People into the Necrons today.
Yeah. I love
Running an
Necrons.
Immortal, Tombblade, and Doomsday Arc heavy list.
Sweet.
Not real competitive, but seems fun to me.
Yeah. Agreed. Look, the Immortals, the small squads of Immortal, I think are genuinely interesting.
They actually
because
are good, yeah.
They let you play 9th edition.
Yeah.
You know, they're different from Warriors, but you're able to do those trades, and they are deceptively tough to kill. If someone commits like any real firepower to them, yes, they die. But all the incidental firepower, the small squads, bolters, whatever, it's not a sure
They can
thing at
tank
all.
it, yeah.
It's actually in your favor.
And Tombblades, I think, could actually, like, they add a bit of speed to a slow army.
Yeah. Kind of the same idea, right?
Yeah, I'm into it as well. The Doomsday Arcs are super swingy.
That's the toughest. Of
And
the
as long
trade.
as you put up with that, they can put out some real firepower.
They're D6 damage, huh?
Yes.
Or D6 shots?
If they
also?
move.
Yes.
If they don't move.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, John. Titans headed to SoCal in a few weeks with Pure Scions. See you all there.
Ooh, see you there. Science, so fun.
Isn't it next week?
Is it next week?
It is next week.
I don't know about a few weeks. Make sure you have your dates right. Make sure we have our dates
I haven't
right.
bought my flights or hotel yet.
You should do that.
You should do that.
I was
You
going
told
to
me you
do
got
it.
a hotel. Oh, you didn't want to stay there.
I told you I will get a hotel,
Yeah, that's right.
but I haven't yet.
Weirdo. Zach's staying at the Airbnb.
We'll see what
And
happens.
Zach hates people.
I don't hate people.
He looks at the camera.
I don't hate these. I don't hate
No,
people.
that's true. That's true. You just
He
don't
loves
wanna-
company, actually.
He loves company, but
I love company.
You love hanging out.
Sure.
you like
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
You're like me, where you're like you think you don't like people, but you like people.
Maybe that's true.
Anyways, we're all super excited.
Yeah.
We will all be there playing in Sigmar, playing in 40K. We'll be hanging out.
What are you bringing, your orcs?
I'm gonna bring my orcs. It's gonna happen. We're doing it.
Very cool.
Rain or shine. I don't want to play flyer admech, and I feel like my orcs have as good a chance as my other admech. So
Fair
let's do
enough.
this. You know?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What are you taking?
I'll take Admech.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Michael Cody. You mentioned a 10-man Scarab Occult squad. Wouldn't you always want small squads with Thousand Suns to get the extra caster and Cabal points? Everyone have a great Friday.
Yay! Thanks, Michael. Well, normally you would be right that you want the smaller squads for a number of reasons. But in this case, the benefits of having that big squad vastly outweigh getting a few more Cabal points.
That's right.
I think your rubrics can all be small squads. That's what we've been kind of going to. But the big squad of Terminators benefits from the buffs. And most factions can't get enough buffs to make this worth it, right? It's kind of incidental. You're better off just trading. But when you have 10 Terminators that are all getting the 4+ invuln, the -1 to be hit, they can do the -1 damage,
Yep.
which is expensive.
It's so much. The list just keeps going and
There's
going.
so many. It really behooves you to do
and the
it.
game's about surviving on a point, right?
Yeah.
So it really helps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the only exception to this rule I can think of, really.
It's rare, but it's great.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, Titans. I'm following up from more SoCal list help.
Sure.
I really liked your recommendation of swapping a Vexilla for a Terminator captain. You said I should run less guard, but I don't have more Sagittarium.
Yeah.
What I do have to swap them out are Alaris, Bikers, and an Achilles.
Okay.
Oh, large Parkers and it kills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then looking for 3 foot. What do you think I could improve with these pieces? The current list is as follows: Trajan, Terminator Captain, Bike Captain, 2 groups of 3 Shield Guard, 2 groups of 3 Sagittarium, Gladys, 2 groups of 5 Prosecutors, 5 Venatari, a Telemon with Cestus, and Storm Cannon.
Yeah.
Guard. And he says guard for Achilles. Others, thanks. What do you think?
Which
What would
one's
you
the
change
Achilles?
about
The
this?
Achilles is the Spear Dreadnought.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have the -1 to hit combat, doesn't have the 4-up involved,
Yeah.
but it's still a Dreadnought.
It's still a Dreadnought.
But it's more expensive than the other Dreadnought, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. So it'd be that versus some Alaris or Bikers.
I would put the Bikers in. The Bikers are not great.
No, well, especially not if it's that many points. Like
Exactly.
It's like a mini unit
Yeah,
of 3
it's hard to make
Bikers.
work.
So not them. So Alaris Terminators or Achilles.
The Achilles.
Yeah, I think so.
It's cool.
I agree. There you go. Best of luck. I love the list. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Thank you, Willie. Adrian asked for my MSU horde list, so here it is. Gaz, Weird Boy, 4 groups of 10 boys, 2 groups of 10 beast snagas, 2 groups of
Yes.
10 commandos, 2 kill rigs, 1 group of 3 mans in a Gorkanaut. What is that?
Mega Armor Knobs.
Mega armor knobs and a
Mans, yeah.
Gorkanaut.
Nice. Bands
Cool.
is a good acronym for it.
Mans.
That's awesome. I love it. Cool. Yeah. So this is kind of why I was wondering, because it's not just the 10 kind of regular boys, and beast snaggers versus regular boys. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like you have commandos in there. You have
Which is great.
Yeah, you have the commandos basically. You have that utility. So
Yeah.
I think it totally works.
You
That's
love
awesome.
the Store Boy mid units.
I really like the Storm Boys.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah, they're amazing. Every game they just do everything. Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas. Thinking about redoing my Tau scheme and rebasing them. My main issue is a lot of them are pinned. How would you all go about getting them on new bases?
Oh wow. You need to cut them.
Yeah, of course.
I think you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to rip up those bases. It's gonna be a mess, but you have tools. There are tools to do that. Even just clippers is usually what I use to just slice up. And I would honestly, I'd get a Dremel because you're gonna have little plastic bits stuck in the bottom. Just be careful with the metal.
I'll just take clippers to it sucks, but if you
Just
have
destroy
to,
the base.
just destroy them. You're gonna have to decide where is your time best spent.
I had to do this with all my orcs. They were all on slotted bases.
Yep, exactly.
And I had to cut them all out of their slotted bases.
That's horrible.
It was a nightmare.
Absolutely nightmare.
Yeah, crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, good luck with that project.
Yeah,
I've repainted my Tau 4 times.
Whoa.
The current tower, the 4th time. I
Yeah.
painted my
Gosh.
Tau.
So what's the next color scheme?
No, I'm gonna keep them like this. I mean, I never used to paint
keeping
other
you busy
armies.
now.
I just kept repainting my Tau.
Right, and now you're just insane.
They're good enough. Thank you, Maxwell Martin. Brian, When will you be going back to warm up the island dice? I might be wrong, but you seem to have attracted grandfather's affections a bit. Looking forward to my Black Templar box tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going back to Bahamas on Sunday.
Sunday,
yeah.
Don't go.
Honestly, the lack of humidity here, I've already like adjusted to the humid air.
Yeah.
And I came back here, and even within a day, my throat was killing me from
how dry it is.
how dry. And also, I'm almost on my 25th hour of streaming.
Yeah.
So
It'd be tough even under normal circumstances.
that's true. So it's been kind of killing me, and you can really hear it now. I'm dying.
The Star Wars train also
It's very toxic.
We cannot get it to stop smelling. We use a unique type of primer that helped fill in a lot.
Yeah, and also my nose goes crazy whenever I go near like a super glue or anything like that. It just kills my nose like this for like days. And I was doing it like I was using some really high, like high smell glues the last couple days.
The Black Widow glue.
Yeah. And so the glues are killing my nose. The dry air is like killing my throat. Talking for 30 hours or 25 hours on stream, it's adding up.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm suffering over here. I hope you all appreciate it. I'm suffering so much. I still have 2 more streams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Falcon X Punch. Hey, Titans. Been working on 3,000 points of World Eaters. What would you guys want to see in a World Eaters Codex? Wink, wink.
Angron?
Angron.
Yeah, it's time. How long has it been since they released a Primarch? 7th edition?
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
I feel like every edition needs a Primarch.
No, 8th edition was Morty. So yeah, every edition needs one.
Mortarion, did he come out in 8th edition?
Yeah, that was.
I thought he came out right at the end.
No, it was the Death Guard release, which was the first book. It was Gilliman was at the end of 7th. Morty was at the start of 8th. Oh, and Magnus.
He was at the end of 7th as well.
Yeah, end of 7th into 8th.
Yeah, they all came out like so soon.
Yeah.
We're due for one. We're due for something big.
Yeah, and I think Khorne Berserkers should triple fight. Just saying.
Yeah.
Triple fight.
I would love to.
I want a new model line as well. Like new Berserkers.
That's a given.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want guys riding Juggernauts as well.
And to make them be good.
Guys are the ones the Khorne blood letters ride.
Yeah,
exactly.
I want characters with like new Juggernauts.
I want the Red Butchers.
Yeah.
The Terminators.
Exactly.
World Eater Terminators.
Yeah.
The guys who don't wear shirts but have the Space Marine helmet on still. Who are they? Berserk? Is that Berserker?
They have sleeveless armor.
Sleeveless armor.
Those are called strippers. Which, for my, this is, all right, brief side story. When I kind of asked my groomsmen to be my groomsmen, I made them Space Marine strippers. And they were amazing. They're from like the Carrick Acolytes, so like super buff. And I made little like plastic card kind of things, but they also have like their Space Marine helmet on. So like buff dudes with nothing but the Space Marine helmet.
Oh my gosh.
And they had to paint it in their chapter. And so now I have all of them. It's amazing. I'll show you guys one day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Real quick, Blake, that was the primer we added. Your primer smelled fine. It was this aggressive primer we used.
Yeah, we use this one that fills in all the gaps in the models and in your lungs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And your nose forever.
I still think we should use double Rust-Oleum 3 times.
Anything. Thank you, Grim. Hey, Titans, after 210 hours of Amazon's New World, I will now return to paint Warhammer. I bought the new Aeronautica box right after I saw your game.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
You inspired a lot of people, honestly, guys.
It's so fun.
Aeronautica is a great game. Have you tried this new MMO, New World?
I have actually, yeah.
And?
I like it. Don't have time for them. It feels really good. I started a character. I hated him. I just hated him because one small complaint, which is not a big complaint, the character creation, like the characters are like super lumpy, especially all the men. Like they don't look like humans. And so I made like this guy that was like not weird looking, but he ended up just being literally the most generic, like weird, lame, like white guy. And I was like, God, I just hate this guy. Especially because it's already kind of like, oh, we're like arriving in this new world. Like we're not colonizers. And I'm playing this guy. So I like got up like, not super far, but I was like, I just hate him so much. Deleted him. And last night I like made a new character who was like a lady pirate kind of character. Because it's like 17th century.
Yeah.
So it's totally got those vibes. And I was like, cool. I feel much better about it, first of all. So I haven't gone super far because we've been so swamped, but I'm enjoying it now.
Cool.
That I murdered my last character. I was like so viscerally hated him.
Yeah, I don't have time for MMOs, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. Thank you again, Alex. Thank you for the tips, he says. I will swap out The Achilles for a guard squad. Any tips on playing the scary matchups? I hope to see you all at SoCal.
Heck yeah. Well, honestly, I don't say this often, but Bridger is a pretty good model for it.
That's a scary way he plays it. And he doesn't have enough dreadnoughts to play it that way.
Oh, that's true.
So Bridger plays it this way, which is crazy, where he puts everything on the line, advances it up, invites his opponent to shoot everything.
Yeah.
And then just like hopes it goes well.
How else can you play it though?
And it like almost always goes well for him.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
the one or two times it does go well for him, he's like so like flabbergasted. Like how could it not have gone well this time? Yeah. But I think
Bridger.
I think like you're an army that's about playing the mission.
Yeah.
Look for all 5 turns. Just pick up your points.
Don't overcommit.
Yeah.
Play the angle game.
Give them one target.
Yeah.
Buff it up.
Yeah.
Waste their efficiency. That's the way to do it.
Use your heroic intervention strat to the max.
Yeah.
And if you have Trajan, then that gives it in a bubble. If you use your Warlord.
Yeah.
I really like him as the Warlord.
It's great.
It upgrades the list.
Totally.
Yeah.
Guys, we did it.
We did it.
We did the things. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, tomorrow, once again, we continue with the Titanathon.
That's right.
Star Wars Legion, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I suffer more for your enjoyment.
It's suffer more. And then in the evening, we have Painting Aeronautica on Hobby Titans. And we'll be wrapping it up on Saturday with an epic game of the brand new Titan Watch facing against the Tyranid. It's going to be awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time on the tabletop. Bye.
Bye.